Hi everyone, my name is Miss Sbitri and I'm going to be your teacher next year. I am so excited for us to do learning together. Now this is a special friend. His name is Barry the bear and our class are going to be bear class next year. Barry the bear is really excited to see all of your learning and excited to do our learning journey together. What I'm going to do is Barry's going to sit here whilst we are reading a story together today. Now this story is about an animal and I wonder if you can guess what the animal is going to be. Now this animal comes from somewhere that's cold and it's a type of bird and sometimes it waddles around. I wonder if you can think about what animal that could be. And sometimes if we go to this cold place, we might need a hat and we might need a scarf to keep us warm when we visit this animal. Did you get it? A penguin, amazing. So our story today is called Jaunty Gentoo, The Adventures of a Penguin. So children, get yourselves comfortable, click your listening ears on and we're going to read this story together. There once was a penguin called Jaunty Gentoo. He lived with his aunts in a pond at the zoo. His aunts told a tale of a land far away, and there, where the sun shines all night and all day, are thousands of penguins who slither and stroll on the snow and the ice all around the South Pole. I wonder if you can hear, actually, things are sounding the same at the end of each line. Was it a story, or could it be true? I'm going to go there, said Jaunty Gentoo. The aunts were adoring, the keeper was kind, but Jaunty Gentoo had to escape on his mind. He longed for the snow and he dreamt of the pole. To reach it, he said, is one of my dearest goals. His aunt said, grow up, eat your fish and talk sense. But Jaunty had noticed a gap in the fence. What do you think's going to happen? I think he's going to escape. Look, we can see that in the picture. And one moonlight midnight, he squeezed his way through. It's time for an adventure, said Jaunty Gentoo. A flagpole, a barge pole, a pole for a tent. Not one of them looked like the pole his aunts meant. Then just as his feet felt as tired as could be, he came to a cliff and looked down at the sea. Bright and inviting, sparkling and blue, into the water dived Jaunty Gentoo. He swam through the ocean for a week after week, flapping his flippers and filling his beak with cuttlefish, jellyfish, codfish and krill as the water grew colder and then colder still. Till one snowy day, as he came up for air, he couldn't help feeling, I'm just about there, and a white frozen wilderness came into view. The land of the penguins, said Jaunty Gentoo. I think he's nearly home. But where are the penguins? And where was the pole? He waddled for weeks, but he met not a soul. How sad for Jaunty. Winter brought darkness. The sun went away, and Jaunty felt colder and sadder each day. Matters grew worse when a huge bearded seal decided a penguin might make a good meal. Oh no! till a white furry creature appeared and said, "Shoo!" and the sea fled in terror from Jonty Gentoo. What's this animal here? Can you see? You're right, it's a polar bear. "Thank you, Jonty." "Thank you," said Jonty. "I did get a scare." "My pleasure," replied the enormous white bear, then added, "How else may I help you today?" "Perhaps," Jonty said, "you could tell me the way to the famous South Pole." But the polar bear said that Jonty had come to the North Pole instead, though there wasn't a pole there, as far as he knew. "What terrible tidings," said Jonty Gentoo. Winter went by, and when summer came round, a grey and white tern fluttered down to the ground. "Good heavens," she cried, "what a furious sight! You look like a penguin, but that can't be right. I wonder what Jonty can do. I've never before seen a penguin up here, but at the South Pole, which I visit each year, are thousands of penguins exactly like you. Can you show me the way?" asked Jonty Gentoo. "Yes," said the tern, and she took to the air. So Jonty Gentoo said goodbye to the bear. Then the bird in the sea and the bird in the sky, one diving deep while the other flew high. Can you pretend that you are a bird and you're flapping your wings? I wonder what sounds we might hear. Travelled together through sunshine and storm, for mile after mile, till the waters grew warm. There were swordfish that soared, there were blue whales that blew. Woo! "This is the life," declared Jonty Gentoo. But Jonty grew tired and his flippers felt sore. He found it too hard to keep up anymore. Then, "Look," said the tern, who had spotted a boat. On board stood a man in a bright yellow coat. "Great Scott, it's a penguin," they heard the man say. "Hop in, little penguin, we're going your way." Jonty climbed in and made friends with the crew. These are all the crew, all the people. "So now I'm a sailor," said Jonty Gentoo. Can you give your sailor salute? Can you give me one? Perfect. At last the boat landed, and there on shore, black, white and orange, stood penguins galore. Emperor penguins, majestic and tall. Adelaide penguins, quite sweet but too small. And then, round a corner, he saw them. Great news! A heart-warming huddle of gorgeous gentoos. They trumpeted gladly, then stood in a queue and took it in turns to say, "How do you do?" to brave and adventurous Jonty Gentoo. Look at all those penguins there. I think he's going to make some friends. And half a year later, the tern turned and flew back north to the bear, stopping off at the zoo to visit the aunts who said, "Ah," and then "ooh," when the tern told the story of Jonty Gentoo. Okay, amazing. So, I hope you enjoyed our story of Jonty Gentoo, and I'm so excited to see you soon. Bye everyone.